Is it there now?
Let me reload.
Yeah, I didn't double check. Hold on. I thought I did. Hold on. You're right. It's a different software. There it goes. It started by itself after I hit the start button like a moron. So we got it now. Where it is, but in case you have been watching or not, you've been watching but not hearing anything, it's because I didn't push the button. Thank you, Jack.
Roger that. Carry on.
Oh man, we're gonna call it the moron net control.
Hey, there's a lot of buttons to push.
Oh man, I'm not kidding you, man. No, this was only the second time I've used it, and I'm using it on a different computer, no less. So I had to do a little bit of different setup, and just it's annoying. No, it's not annoying. I enjoy it. I hope everybody else appreciates all the hard work I do, which is pushing buttons. Who else is out there besides Jack? And for those of you who can't figure out where I got that right, it says at the bottom of the screen, Mount Juliet Simplex net number 1045. So is there anybody else who checked in or tried to? Boy, your signal is just degraded there, Michael. What's up? I mean, it's really rough tonight. I don't know whether it's conditions or you're using that. You're using it on the top of a refrigerator with a with a little quarter wave. All right, very good. I can barely hear you, so I did recognize you right at the start end, though. Good to have you in there. Good for the good old try, anyway. Kilo 4 Victor Alpha, and that's Mike up in Hendersonville. He's in transition mode to get his antenna up in a better place. Who else is short? Oh, well, from the west, then we'll go there. Okay, if no more check-ins for mobile or first-time check-ins or short on time. To the west.
Kilo Delta 4 Charlie Victor Echo.
All right, get you in there. How you doing, Greg?
Doing fine. How's it going?
It's going good. I sent you that little email. It was that little flying thing about the guy coming down on a runway. I don't know if you got that.
Yeah, I sent you something after that. I can't remember what it was about. It was interesting and just recently.
Yeah, that's right. Even if I got it, I probably forgot.
Oh, I remember how they're using ham radio was a lifesaver for communications in North Carolina. They one of the that was WWNC was a station that was apparently had power, whatever backup power to where they could transmit, but no phone. They were stuck there. Trees were down. They weren't getting any information in. But through the ham radio, they were able to collect and disperse information over their airwaves. But the ham radio was critical.
Yeah, that would be tough because even if they did have, for instance, I don't know what FEMA actually does on communications. I know they can set up mobile cell phone sites and they can also set up mobile repeater sites. Now, I don't know if they deployed them on that, but that'd be pretty tough in that kind of environment up in the mountains. Be really tough, and then it'd be tough for anybody to know how to use them.
Yeah, they apparently somebody knew actually brought a radio to them and showed them how to use it, or was there. Yeah, but it was a lifesaver.
Yeah, great. Well, I'm glad something's working out. Again, it seems like every time there's an emergency, the state, the local people, the people who live there, and FEMA all learn something new, but they just don't remember it for the next time.
Yeah, I'm afraid this time it's all about the people. I don't think you count on FEMA this time at all.
I don't know what's going to happen. It's a mess. As you know, I got 3 sons that live in Florida. 2 are right near the coast in Tampa, but I don't think they're on pretty high ground, and I don't think they're at risk unless it's the wind.
But we'll know soon. KD4CV.
Yeah, very good. That was Greg. He's in Antioch, Kilo Delta 4 Charlie Victor Echo. Who else is west?
Kilo Golf 4 India Lima Victor.
Hello, Jack. Appreciate you telling me about that. I wish there was a warning system here that says, "Hey, you're not online."
Well, like you say, you're on a different computer, and so things happen.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if you guys remember the difference, but yeah, I put the main camera right above my screen here, so it's a little bit of different view, and I got another cheap camera that I've had for decades, well, a couple of decades, on the radio, and that one doesn't matter whether it's cheap or not.
Yeah, it looks good. Couldn't believe how good the weather was today here. You look at the news and see what's going on in Florida, and step outside and it's just
Oh yeah, no, it's yeah, I feel for them because I've been through so many stormy, storms and near storms and tropical storms and semi hurricanes down there in Florida. And I saw the destruction firsthand on the West Coast on a couple of occasions. Saw the destruction over on the East Coast on a couple of occasions. Saw the destruction down in the Keys one time. It was just a mess. I mean, they had to just bulldoze US 1 to clear the way for people to get in and out after the hurricane.
Yeah, I'm sure they're going to be cleaning up for quite some time. But anyway, let's get on with it. Thanks for doing that, Paul. KC4 LB.
Very good. That's Jack. Kilo Go for India Lima Victories in Donaldson. Who else is West?
KC4 TNQ.
Very good. Charles, how are you doing?
Everything is just great. Am I alone on the signal? Because the propagation is awesome tonight.
All the signals have been good except for the one, and that was Mike up in Hendersonville. And I think he's just got an antenna issue. But no, you sound fantastic.
Yeah, I was noticing your signal is way up, and Jack was blowing me up, blowing my speaker off.
It must. I don't know what. I don't know. We're getting the conditions that probably Tampa's not.
Tell me.
Yeah, go ahead, Mike.
Man, I'm going to tell you, Charles is S5 to me tonight. I can't believe it.
Huh. Well, he is good. I mean, you're good to everybody. Well, you'd be good anyway. But we'll find out as we move on here. Anyway, anything else, Charles?
No, that's it. Finally got my Power Gate 40 hooked up, and my little Paradigm power supply. Well, it's where you can connect different radios into it. So I got part of that hooked up, and so I just been kind of working on my shack a little bit this week. I'm off, so that's a good thing. And tell Mike, S5 right back to him. I heard it.
So you would have a multiple power supply. You got a power supply serving all the radios. Now, are they also going to have a common mic for all the radio?
No, I'm not going to go that far.
Oh yeah, just curious. Well, very good. Anything else for the net, Charles?
That's it, man. Y'all have a good evening. I'm going to call it for the night and go get me some supper. So y'all have a good one. 739 KC4 TNQ.
Yeah, very good, Charles. Yeah, my supper got interrupted. It's sitting right here next to me, and I'm not going to eat in front of you people. That's it. That'd be impolite. Who else? Who else is West? No, also West going to the south.
Shut off your X-ray.
Oh, wait a minute. Who was that? I missed that. I talked right over you. My mistake. Who was that?
November 4, Foxtrot Oscar X-ray.
Hey, very good. How are you tonight?
Doing pretty good. Just closing up there and thought I'd check in. I'm trying to 3D print something, and it was made of resin. Had to abort it to stop it, and then had a mess to clean up. Now I'm trying to restart it. So I want to ask you a question. You guys do a 2-meter sideband net or something at some point?
Yes, on Saturdays we do a 2-meter sideband on 144.240 right after the 2-meter FM net.
144, 2400. What time is that? Is that at night also?
Right. We started at 8, and we're on the sideband net probably about 8:45 or so.
All right. Are you guys vertical or horizontal?
Now most of us I think are vertical on the same antennas we use on FM. I think everybody's on vertical. I think, and we'd hear you anyway because I'm telling you, 2-meter sideband locally is just killer. It's very good.
Sweet. Okay. Yeah, there used to be a ham, W6ARQ John. I used to mess around some 2-meter sideband with, and he passed away a number of years ago. And I don't really meet anybody that gets into it that much, but I'm vertical, so it's a little bit harder to find some people there occasionally. I used to have a M-squared loop antenna for that, and I let somebody borrow it and never got it back.
Oh, that's one of the problems with lending stuff out sometimes, isn't it?
Yeah, tell me about it. All right, well, I'll jump out here and let you keep going. I'll try and check your YouTube thing. I haven't done that yet. See what it's about. I appreciate you letting me jump in there, and thank you. N4FOX.
Very good, Justin. That is Justin, right?
Yep, good memory. N4FOX.
Kind of. It was Justin. I forgot where you are, though. Well, you're in, let me think about this for a second. I forget where you are.
All right. Dixon County, northwest corner. It's called Cumberland Furnace. Used to make pig iron and stuff during, long ago, 70s 1700s, 1800s, stuff like that. I actually have a piece of it I dug out of the ground. So I found a piece of history one day.
Oh, that's right. I've never been up there. Is that? I'm just guessing it's fairly rural where you are.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, it's out here in the sticks, but unfortunately, like the rest of Tennessee, it's starting to grow, and we're getting neighbors. You know, I grew up here when there was only two houses on this road, and the road was dirt. So I've seen a lot of changes in the
Yeah.
past 40 something years.
Yeah, you have the opposite. I had when I grew up, I was in a town that was very busy. It was an industrial town in Niagara Falls, New York, and we had chemical companies that filled up one third of the town almost. And it really was a company town for like I can't even tell you how many chemical companies and also an aircraft company and some other things. But anyway, it had 110,000 people when I grew up there. I went back in 2009 to live for a couple of years. It was down to 40,000. It was more like Mayberry after living in an industrial town because all the industry left.
But say it's chemical companies. What, they killed everybody off? I'm just joking.
No, there's some truth to that. Remember, I lived in a town where we had Love Canal, if you remember that story.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, anyway, no, it's interesting how, yeah, I spent 37 years in Tampa and watched that grow from a fairly sleepy town in 73. And when I moved away in 2009, it was just a mess. It was, it rivaled Orlando and Miami and, not as big as Atlanta, but it was big. Anyway, they're having a mess tonight, of course. Anyway, thanks for being there, Justin. And Justin's from Cumberland Furnace, and it's November 4, Foxtrot, Oscar, X-Ray. You got a great single out of Cumberland Furnace. Who else is West?
And 14 JT.
Conditions are good, Don. You sound great.
Yeah, he's saying he's not too bad. He's over there as always. Yeah, he's stronger than some nights. That's always good.
No, you sound fantastic. Cumberland Furnace sounded good to me. Michael, you're having the same thing going on, right?
Oh, I'm hearing great tonight.
Yeah, it's terrific. What's up with you, Don?
Oh, I just got my HF amp back from the repair shop. The 5 volt regulator chip on the power supply blew up, so the guy fixed the chip without having to replace the power supply. And he did a bunch of upgrades, manufacturer recommended changes and fixes. So that's all taken care of. I got it back in my grubby little hands just in time because the shop I had to send to was in Bennington, Florida, right where the hurricane was made landfall.
Oh man, it was right. That last line I looked at on the last update at about 6 o'clock. That line went right through the town of Bradenton.
And that's where this guy's shop is. So I was like, I had talked to him on the phone and to settle up my payment with him, and I was asking if he was bugging out. He's like, oh yeah, yeah, we're going way inland, like over into Orlando, and I'm taking the other 4 amps I've got in line with me.
Yeah, it's Bradenton would be in deep weeds because it's, as you know, it's right on the coast and it's right in the middle of that mess. Even though it's only a level 3, according to what I heard, but it's still that means conceivably 100 mile an hour winds.
It's gonna get ugly, or it is ugly there. I have my daughter's ex-in-laws live in Fort Myers, like right on the water, and they did not evacuate. And I said, well, I'm glad you. I hope you don't like them because we're probably not going to be there come the morning.
Well, either that or they're going to be floating around.
Yeah, I don't get that. How you don't bug out, man? I'd be like, I'd be heading for the hills.
Well, I never did, but then I was inland enough in the north part of Tampa, and it would have taken what they would call a perfect storm to have the water level go all the way up the river. There's the river that runs through Tampa, Hillsborough County. It would have, to get up 25 feet above sea level. It's about 5 miles inland, or 6, or about 10 maybe. It would have taken a perfect storm that it didn't hit this way. It would have caused me to flood.
Yeah, no, I think that, but some of the other stuff that goes with it, like the no power and the roads are out and it's covered with debris. And then earlier today down there, they had like 130 plus tornado warnings, and they had some big. I don't know what story's going to get bigger, the damage from that big tornado outbreak they had down there, or the hurricane.
Yeah, that I was going to say though is that you're right. I had the occasions it was almost funny. I'll call it funny. We'd go on walks around the neighborhood during those outages. When we would lose power for a week, But I might for something our house didn't. I don't know why. I remember why the reason was, but we'd go on a walk, and if you, I felt like that, that movie Apocalypse Now when he says, "I love the smell of napalm in the morning." When we'd go on those walks, you had to like the smell of diesel and engine exhaust, because that's all through the neighborhood. You hear engines running and exhaust fumes.
Yeah, no doubt, but hey, at least it has a backup power, at least until the gas run out. But yeah, I tell you, everything else here is going good. We're trying to get the projects completed before the weather sets in, and it's going well. And we're just taking time and relaxing. I had that radio fired up. I thought I'd wave a hand and say howdy to everybody.
Very good, Don. Good to have you in there. That was Don from Bon Aqua, November 4 Delta, Juliet Tango. Great signal. Of course, I think he's working off a pretty good tower. Who else is west? West or south?
Kilo Echo 4, Sierra Yankee Victor.
Hello, Larry. You're as good as sounding as you've ever sounded. You finally sound great.
Yeah, everybody sounded good tonight. I may not be around Saturday, so I may not be there for the D-Star yet.
All right. We'll take care of it. Appreciate all you've done now. Hope you have a good night, whatever you're doing.
Okay, man. Let you know when it's KU4
Very good. That's Larry in Rockville. He does the normally, it doesn't appear he'll be this Saturday, but he does the D-Star net at 7:15 on Saturdays on 146.460 on Simplex, of course. Who else is south or east?
KM4 YRF.
Very good. How did Larry sound to you?
Great.
Yeah, he sounded really better than normal.
I'm telling you, conditions must be really good because normally I cannot hear Charles very well at all over in West Nashville. Man, he was just booming in here tonight.
Well, I don't know about you, but I'm gonna, with the conditions the way they are, I'm hitting save on my radio so we can have the same conditions on Saturday.
Man, that's a good idea.
Yeah, really, just save it, and just bring it up to Saturday. We should have it. Anything else for the net?
I think not. I'm gonna be ready for Saturday though.
Loaded for bear, huh?
Loaded for bacon.
Yeah, very good. All right, that's Michael KM4YRF. We're the Baconators, I guess, and that's he's in here in Mount Juliet, a couple of miles east of me. Who else is east?
One more comment.
Yeah. Yeah, go ahead.
The C4 FM on 10 meters will be at 28.250. 28.250.
Is that the same one we did last week?
Yes.
Yeah, I didn't write it down. Well, I wrote it down, but I don't know where my note is. Oh, there's. I just found it. It's amidst my other 50 notes. 2925 or 2825?
No, it's 2925. I'm sorry.
All right, that's all right. It's you're over 70, man. You get it's like a disability.
Well, I was just thinking about 10 meters, and 28 just popped right out.
Oh, I know. Very good. And yeah, that's 29,250. In case you're worried about the FM net on Saturday night, excuse me, it is FM, but it's the digital net on C4, digital net on C4 FM, 29.250. Maybe we'll make that a Simplex freak for just general talk around stuff for those of us on C4 FM. We'll talk about it at breakfast. That's what we'll talk about. All right. Anyway, who else is east?
Okay, I'm 4
Hello, Stan. You've been busy this week?
Yeah, we could busy work, Paul.
Nah, there's no such thing as it could be worse. You could be working heavy construction or something.
Yeah, that's true.
Anything good going on in your world?
No, just playing with a few new radios. That's about it.
New radios or new old radios?
New old radio.
Any good ones?
It's an older Icon IC271 that John Alpha Echo 4 golf radio gave me. It's a all mode 2-meter radio.
Oh yeah. Is it working?
Yeah, it works, but it's a Japanese model. It only covers the Japanese portion of the band. From what I understand, there's a way to reprogram it to make it cover all of the 144 to 148.
Oh, I got you. I'm sure there must be some instructions somewhere for that, isn't there?
Yeah, I found some on the net. The radio has an SRAM in it that you can take and reprogram, but I haven't gotten into all the details on doing that yet.
What they're saying is you can either reprogram it properly or you turn it into a brick.
This is true.
Very good. Anything else for the net?
No, let's overall back to net. Okay, on 4HQE.
All righty. I hope you have good fortune getting that radio to work. And I got to hear your dachshund in the background there. Just that sounded just like mine. In fact, she's staring at me right now through the window because I got the door closed. It just looks like a sorry, sad sack over there. Who else? That was Stan, by the way. He's in Lebanon, Kilo Mike 4 Hotel, Quebec Echo. Who else is east? Nobody else east? All righty, going up to the north. I'm going to go to sleep here in a second. Nobody up north?
Well, I guess I'll just jump in there then. 84 VAW, Amsterdam Buffet.
Hello, Carlin. What's up?
Not much. Just been here listening to the net, listening to 99.7, listening to a bunch down on 39.27. I don't know, just listening a little bit everywhere. Been out today. Decided I'd go out there. I noticed that the pecan tree decided to stop dropping pecans here the other day, so I went out there and I guess it's a gallon and a half size freezer bag. I've filled two of those up until you can just barely zip it together. And I filled up a gallon size one. And then right before dark, I went out there and picked up about a quarter of a gallon size bag more. And I'm figuring seeing it's gonna warm up the next couple of days. Then Sunday night, a cold front's gonna come through, and we'll have a high about 69 on Monday. And I guess that temperature change will cause them to drop even more. So I don't know how cold it's gonna get tonight. I know it got down to like in the upper 40s last night. That made a whole bunch of them drop from being warm to cold. So I don't know. Did that, then got out there and ready to mower, so I get out there and go going. Do that next, well, between now and Sunday, before it turns off cold. And so I got out there and got them all ready and started them and cleaned them up a little bit. Took a can of carburetor cleaner and cleaned off some linkage up there at the carburetor. It had a lot of dirt on it and stuff. And cleaned it off, made it nice and shiny looking. I don't know, filled them up, squirted some carburetor cleaner in the gas tanks there, so that kind of helped run through and stuff. And got them all greased up and everything and ready to go. And then, well, come on in here and just been pretty much listening to all the different radios that got turned on here and listening to y'all here on the net.
Sounds good. Well, I'm sorry, I missed that part. I was distracted for a moment. What were you picking up off the ground?
Pecans, or pecans, whatever you want to call them.
Yes, I'm sorry. Yeah, I did hear you say that, but I didn't make a connection. I thought that's what I heard, and I was making a note or something at the time. I did not know. There's a lot of pecan trees here in the middle of Tennessee.
I don't know. My mother planted that one. She went out there and stuck her finger in the ground and put a pecan nut down in the ground and it grows. That sucker's big. I'm gonna tell you. I don't know how tall that tree is. It's way on up there. If my antenna was way on up there, they'd hear me in pretty much all of middle Tennessee if this antenna was up as high as the top of that tree is. But I don't know. It's been a good tree. It's grown and got bigger. Talking to my neighbor about it, and she got on Google and talking about how deep the roots go down in the ground, and the lifespan of one something like 200 or 300 years or something like that. And I thought, oh, what? I didn't know all that.
Wow. I know I had met a guy. He was a counselor at a Boy Scout camp way back in sometime in the 60s. And I couldn't imagine he's from California. Now, why he got the job in Canada, because that's where our Boy Scout camp was. It just seemed like an odd. Anyway, nice guy. He did the swimming events and also the swimming and canoeing and rowing. And he was teaching me how to properly row a boat, and all that stuff. I remember him telling me about his family had but like you said, you called it pecan. I would do that too. Or as I grew up, we called it pecan. Yeah, pecan or pecan, whichever way, those two ways. But he pronounced it pecan, which kind of freaked me out because I never heard anybody pronounce it that way.
Yeah, pecan or pecan. Of course, my neighbor said, well, a pecan is what you bring to granddaddy when he can't go to the bathroom.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's a pretty cool. So you can get so you got just shovelfuls of those now, huh?
Oh, yeah, it's all. As a matter of fact, like I said, I went out there right before dark, walked around, and I'd done filled up a bag, a freezer bag, gallon-sized freezer bag, and I thought, well, I'll go out there and see first a few more out there. Well, I done got another quarter uh, amount in the freezer bag. So I think, dang, well, they're just falling left and right out here. And matter of fact, every once in a while I'd hear one fall, hit the ground, and I'd be able to turn around and walk back over there and find it because I don't know, I could just tell where it hit behind me. I can go like, okay, that fell right over there, so I'd go over and pick it up. So, but drop a bunch tonight, and I'll go out there and pick some more up. And I was debating on kind of mowing the grass out there around that tree and stuff, so it'd make it a little easier to find them because the grass is a couple of spots out there. The grass is just a little bit deep. It's not deep, but uh, the nut will fall down in those spots where it's a little deep, and you might walk right over it and not see it. You might just see the end of one stuck up. So. And I come close to going out there and just after I picked up all them and taking the lawnmower and mowing under that tree out there. That way it'd be a whole lot easier to pick them up. But I was like, nah, it's not that bad. Most of the grass is kind of growed up out here. I don't know, it kind of almost looks like those wild onions. It's still grass, but it's just, just a little old stringy looking stuff. I don't know what you call it. And I was looking at the yard thinking it really don't look to be mowed, but that stringy looking grass that's growing out there since it's rained, and it makes it look not good. So I don't know. But anyhow, that was basically been about what I've been doing all day long and stuff. So picking pecans and readying the mower and coming in and eat my other barbecue ribs that I got yesterday. So I had me a pretty good supper tonight. So anyway, I'll turn it back over to you. Maybe there's some people are. I don't know if you're seeing a normal amount checking in. But I know there's a bunch that's listening down on 40 meters to the hurricane net. I think it's at 7.268. And a bunch of people I noticed apparently listening to that, how that's going and stuff. So, yeah, well, that's it. I'll turn it over to you. Hope everybody's having a nice night tonight, enjoying it. Enjoying the net also, so I'll turn it back over to you and let you get some more check-ins. 84 VW.
Yeah, very good. That was Carlin. He's in Bethpage, Angeltown, Kilo Delta 4 Victor, Uniform Whiskey. Anybody else north? North or anywhere? We're looking for lollygaggers, lurkers, and sandbaggers now, along with the lollygaggers. Let's see, yeah, the lurkers, the skulkers, slackers, lackeys, toadies, lackards, or slackards. That's different than slackers, I think. And repeater kerchunkers, shape-shifting lizard people, moon landing deniers, science deniers, non-science deniers, desires, and people who think, no, flat earthers, I forgot about them, flat earth deniers. And of course, the people who think there's people living inside the earth. Is there anybody else checking in? Please come now.
Didn't think I was going to make it.
You're a whiskey. I'll be a lizard person tonight.
Oh, I had two in there. Hold on. Scott, you want to go first or last?
Oh, I'll go last.
All right, who's that other party in there, please?
Kilo Oscar 4 Sierra Whiskey.
All right, as long as it's shape shifting. You can't be the same person in 2 minutes that you did a minute ago.
Well, hey, I think you're right.
Yeah, that's right. Everything going okay with you?
Yeah, not too bad. Just had to take care of my son and my wife and his family are down in Florida right now, of all places. Fortunately, in the Panhandle, they're okay. But have to take care of dogs. That's always fun.
Oh yeah, well I got 6 of them, so I feel your pain. Anything else, Scott? I mean, Blair.
Nope, that's all we got.
Very good, Blair. Appreciate you being in there. Making get an A for effort tonight. KO for Sierra Sierra Whiskey. Here's here in Mount Juliet. Scott, you are last, I think.
Okay. Yeah, I've got a comment. Robin, you on frequency?
I think he comes home and goes to bed.
Okay. I just wanted to thank him. I got a letter in the mail from him today and said, "What on earth?" Now, I bought a meter from him a good while back, and he must have found the original owner's manual for it and sent that to me.
Oh wow. Yeah, he has a bunch of stuff over the years that he's collected. He's been trying to unload some of it and clean it up. So it may take him a while because he also, as you know, unloads other people's equipment.
Yeah, that's quite a chore. I can only imagine. All right, I got nothing else for that. K1SPD.
Yeah, very good. That's Scott in Laverne. That's Kilo 1 Sierra Papa Delta. Anybody else? Well, I don't read clicks, but go ahead. Anybody else? Please come now. Yeah, prefer you wouldn't do that in the air, but you may have a reason for doing it. I'm not sure why. Cleaning up the contacts on your push to talk, maybe. The last chance before we move on. K4PW. All righty, we had a whopping 14 people in there. Don't forget, Saturday we're having breakfast. Golden Corral. We're going to celebrate that that the tornado, the hurricane didn't cause any damage whatsoever in Florida. Like I said, I got 3 sons there, and let's see, 3 sons, 2 ex-wives, and 3 grandchildren, and a whole bunch of friends, ham friends mostly. But anyway, we're going to move on over to 446 415, 446 415. So we'll see you there, K4PW.
Late check-in KQ4TUB.
Oh, very good. How are you tonight?
Good. Yesterday I went downtown, into the city near mine and, had a great time. I, went to, get a drink with my dad and, it was great.
Terrific. You don't get out very much, do you, with being homeschooled? Is that the problem?
I'm not homeschooled. I go to a, school, Station Camp Middle.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was thinking about that other fellow, which you may have, your dad maybe told you about. His name is Hayden as well. And he lives up there in Henderson and somewhere up in that area. And he's homeschooled. That's why I was confusing it. I forgot it. You went to a normal school. And I didn't know there was, it's a middle school called the Station Camp. Is that it?
Yeah, that's it.
Cool. Everything else going good for you?
Yeah, recently, yeah, my school has been doing pretty good. I get pretty good grades and, it's harder than, previous years I've been in, but, I'm handling it.
Oh, yeah, very good. Well, keep up the good work then. That's very important for your future. Sometimes it's hard to remember that when you're in middle school. It's hard to remember that it's high school too. When I know I did. I used to have a good time, and sometimes my grades suffered as a result.
Also, that was KQ4TUB. Also, N8NHT, no traffic. K4PW, N8NHT, and we'll say back to that, buddy.
Very good. And we got Hayes in there. That's yeah, that's November 8, November Hotel Tango. That's Hayden's dad. And good to hear you both in there. All right, we already gave it back to me. Anybody else before we leave? All righty, we're going to go over 446, 415. We'll see you there.
Watching his radio. Somebody's still talking.
That YouTube feed is about at least 30 seconds behind tonight.
Frequency in use.
Yeah.
Gotta have it. Okay, right. I'll take that as a yes. We're here on 446, 415. And yeah, that YouTube thing it's funny because I can't even look at it because I see myself from 20 seconds or whatever it is ago. It just sounds funny to me. It looks funny and I can't see what I'm reacting to. I don't have to watch it at all, but usually I don't. Anyway, we're here on 446, 415, looking for check-ins from the wherever we go west. Please come down.
KG4 ILV.
Very good, Jack. You sound good. Conditions are good tonight, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, they really are. And since we had another big coronal mass ejection, they were saying that tomorrow night you might be able to see the northern lights as far south as Alabama.
That means I got to go to Alabama.
And they say tonight after 10 o'clock we might see some here.
Oh, very good. I'll have to go out and look. The Aurora Borealis. I think I told you guys I saw that when I was probably a teen, but that was up because I lived on a Canadian border. It was easier to see.
Yeah, they're pretty cool. Anyway, back to you.
Very good. It's Jack, Kilo Golf 4, India Lima, Victor, and Donaldson. Who else is west?
Kilo Delta 4 Charlie Victor Echo.
Very good. I don't hear a hum on that frequency tonight.
Well, I'm glad you finally fixed your receiver.
I think it was. I think that was it. It was probably my headphones. But that was a pretty good signal. That was Greg in Antioch, Kilo Delta 4, Charlie Victor Charlie Victor Echo, excuse me. Who else is west? To the south. Very you could have waited till last. You know that, Scott. That was Kilo 1 Sierra Papa Delta in Laverne. Who else is south? Over to the east.
KM4YRF.
Very good. Again, you're still copying everybody pretty good here, right?
Oh yeah, man. Conditions have been really, really good tonight. I've heard everybody.
Yeah, man. Don't forget to hit that save button, man.
I got it.
Very good. Michael, that's who that is. KM4YRF. He does the Saturday night net. Excuse me. Yeah, sometimes he does do the Saturday night net. Sunday night net on 10 meters, the 10 meter FM, 10 meter sideband, and the 10 meter C4 FM, and the 223.415 net that follows that. We're going to be there in a little bit ourselves. Who else is east?
Kilo Oscar 4 Sierra Whiskey.
Very good, Larry. You sound real good. You're using the same radio, right?
Yeah, just using an HT out the front porch tonight.
Yeah, sounds good. Sounds really good. That's Kilo Oscar 4 Sierra Whiskey. He's on an HT, so some maybe not to hear him. Depends on how good. Can you hear him, Jack?
Yeah, he sounds really good.
You're being heard over in Donaldson, Blair.
He's stronger. His signal's stronger than yours.
Oh yeah, you'd say that anyway, wouldn't you?
I'm actually picking up a little more than I normally do tonight, the HT as well.
Oh, cool. Well, good. I'm glad I asked about that because having an HT get from you to Donaldson's a pretty good trick.
Yeah, S3.
Yeah, that's awesome. Really. You must have got the one with the really big watts in it.
I think this is an 8 watt.
Yeah, well, sometimes doesn't matter how much you got if conditions aren't good, you know. Anyway, that was Blair, Kilo Oscar 4 Sierra Whiskey. He's here in Mount Juliet on his HT. Who else is east?
Good signal to Laverne also.
Ah, very good, Scott. Appreciate that. Did you hear that, Blair? Laverne copied you real well too.
Had a little bacon frying on this end, but other than that, I could hear him no problem.
Awesome. Stan, how you doing? You got a good signal as well. Yeah, it's not as good for you here as it is on 2 meters. You might already know that. Do you have a different 70 centimeter antenna? Okay, so you're on an HT. Is that what you said? Okay, that's a Y. Anybody else copying Stan? Well, I figured you would. Anybody else west?
I can hear him up here.
All right, very good. Some of the people west can't hear you, but up there in Angeltown, he can hear you. And you're doing well, Stan. All right, on an HT, you're doing great. Good conditions, though. Who else is east or north? Very good. Got you in there, Carlin. Who else is north? That was Kilo Delta 4 Victor Uniform Whiskey. Who else is north? Nobody else? Any place, anywhere? Please come now.
the station, the Kilo Delta station.
I'm not hearing it. Do you hear it now? Anybody else, please come now. All righty, then we'll move right on over to, what do you call it? Where are we going? 28.415. So we'll see everybody there, 28.415. And if Mike, if you would announce that over on 2 meters, I'd appreciate it.
Will do.
All righty, we'll see everybody that can over there in 28.415 on upper sideband. We'll see you then. This is Kilo 4 Papa Echo Whiskey on 28.415. Looking for check-ins here from the north. Please come now. Or from the west, excuse me. Anybody west? Kilo Golf 4, India Lima Victor. Sounds a little warbled, but I got you in there, Jack. We'll see how it goes. Who else is Jack? Kilo Golf 4, Kilo Golf 4, India Lima Victor. Who else is west? No, you sound pretty good there, Greg. Kilo Delta 4, Charlie Victor Echo. Who else? Anybody else west? How about south? Yeah, you got a great signal there, Scott. That's Kilo 1 Sierra Papa Delta. Were you copying Jack and Greg?
Sure did. Both of them.
Oh, awesome. Who else is south? South or west, that is. Oh. Very good. We're going to the east.
KM4 YRS.
Very good. Michael with a big giant signal in there. Kilo Mike 4 Yankee Romeo Foxtrot. And here in Mount Juliet. Anybody else east?
Kilo Quebec 4 Alpha Echo Tango.
You home finally, Chris?
Oh, yes, sir. I tried to get you on 70 centimeters on my HT, and I wasn't having as much luck as the other gentleman on his HT.
Oh, I'm guessing you were probably the person who was trying to check in it. I couldn't hear.
That's possible.
Maybe, I don't know. Somebody said it was a Kilo Delta station, so it might not have been you. No, I couldn't hear you. You need an 8 watt or a 30 watt HT.
That'd be good for Party Bucket.
Yeah, that was Kilo Quebec 4 Alpha Echo Tango, and down in what are we calling it? Rural Hill.
Roger that.
Yeah, very good. Rural Hill, south of Mount Juliet. Who else is east? Southeast or north?
KQ4TUB.
Very good. We got Hayden, Kilo Quebec 4 Tango Uniform Bravo, and he is in Mount Juliet. I mean, excuse me, in Hendersonville with a good signal. I'm expecting Hayes to be in there next.
That is correct. November 8, November Hotel Tango.
Very good. That's Hayes in Hendersonville. November 8, November Hotel Tango. Both big good signals, and they're on the same antenna and radio, I believe. Anybody else north or anywhere? Okay, we got low signal, but I got you in there, Stan. It's KM4 Hotel Quebec Echo, and he's in Lebanon. Anybody else? Any place, anywhere? Anybody copying any stations I can't hear?
Nada.
All righty. Very good. We had, that's interesting. We had 8 on 70 centimeters and 8 and 9 on 10 meters. And now we're going to go over to 223.415 unless I hear a complaint. All right. Good night, everybody, and all those stations around the world who can hear me, but I can't hear them. All right. We'll see you on 223.415 K4PW. And we're going to close out the net. Appreciate everybody being there. I forgot how to shut this down. Exit. That's it. Exit. Stop. Stop streaming. That's it. Got it. You guys have a great night. Appreciate all the check-ins and